Hello everyone, and welcome. So, recently I've been watching a lot of movies and rewatching movies that I either grew up with or thought were amazing, some new, some old. So I thought I would do a movie favorites video and show you all some of my top favorite movies. Now, there are a few, and they do range from normal to a little weird, a little funky. So, anyways, I thought I would share those with you. So, without any ado whatsoever, the first movie is Romeo and Juliet. Now, this is the version with Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes. And I believe it came out in the 90s, the late 90s. So I was like 8 or 9 when this came out, and ever since I saw this movie, it sparked my love for Shakespeare. And anyone who knows me know that that love runs very deep. I love Shakespeare. I have for a long time. So this definitely makes my top list. And is definitely the first movie that I go to, that I grab for when I really, really want a movie to watch. This is one of the top. So the second movie that I will look for, grab for, if I'm in kind of a weird mood and want to watch something a little different, is Frankenweenie. Now, this is Tim Burton. I'm obsessed with Tim Burton. Everyone knows that. I got this movie a while ago, and it took me a while to watch it. Now, rumor has it that Frankenweenie was one of the first things he ever wrote for a movie version, and this is one of my favorites. I love it. It's very dark, very Tim Burton, and I kind of like going into that dark place. When I watch these movies, they're very fun. So there's a few Tim Burton movies in here, so Frankenweenie is great. I recommend it to everyone. Now, the third movie that I fell in love with is very, very serious, very, very hard to watch. If you like those movies, this is for you. It is The Pursuit of Happiness. Now, this is Will Smith and his son, Jaden Smith, and Will Smith plays a real-life character. This is based on a real-life story. A guy who is kind of down in the dumps, broke, life leaves him, and he ends up becoming a millionaire. And his son is on the way, and he takes care of his son in any way possible. And this movie I got at FYE, when it was on sale, and I got it for a project I had to do, and I didn't think I would love it, and I absolutely fell in love with it. It's such a heartwarming story. Now, I got the one with some special features in it, because that's the only reason I buy movies sometimes, is with special features. So, if you guys like real movies and movies that make you think, Pursuit of Happiness is for you. And a few more. Sorry, this is kind of long. I'll try to cut it down as best I can. The Craft. The Craft is a very, very, very... I actually find it a little terrifying. It's with Fairuza Balk, Robin Tooney, Neve Campbell, and Rachel True. And they play a coven of witches. But these witches are real. Like, this is the kind of witch story that when I saw it, I was like, holy shit. This could happen, because it's all based on natural stuff. It's no, like, zapping. It's, like, herbs and stuff that they buy. And they just know how to use it. So this movie is amazing. If you like getting scared, if you like suspense, you'll like this movie. Kind of newish favorite, and one that I don't think anyone will be really surprised at. Harry Potter. I know this is not the first one, but I feel like The Prisoner of Azkaban is one of my favorites due to the time turner. I've always kind of wondered what it would be like if someone could alter time, and this movie did it for me. Now, really, any Harry Potter movie, I would happily sit and watch with a bowl of popcorn and chocolate. I love them all, but I just feel like for stand-in purposes, this is the best. Back to kind of a serious movie. I saw the movie when I was 13. My mom took me to see it, and it is 13. It is Evan Rachel Wood, Nikki Reed, and Holly Hunter, and this movie deals with a lot of issues being a young kid in junior high and high school and dealing with pressures that comes with it. Kind of, like drugs, alcohol, boys, discovering yourself, discovering your body, kind of trying to break out a little bit and separate yourself from your family. This movie is great. I recommend it to anyone who has a daughter. Anyone watching this, if you have a kid, a daughter who's like around the age of 10 or 11, make them watch this. My mom made me watch it when I was like 9. And I saw this and I was like, oh no. No. So, and I still watch it. It still gets me. For a good laugh. And I feel like this is one of those classics that everyone's like, you gotta have it. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Really, there's nothing to be said other than, it's Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Mr. Rooney, Ferris, Cameron, Sloane. I live near where this movie was shot, and I've seen the house that they drive the car off backwards in the end of the movie. I've seen that house. It's like 10 minutes from my house where I live. So this is kind of an iconic movie. If you live in Chicago, everyone loves it. Same with Blues Brothers. That's another good one. We have quite a stack left, guys. I apologize if this is kind of a long one. But let's keep it rolling. The Corpse Bride. This is another Tim Burton. I love this one. It's with Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter, and anything between the two of them is gold. Anything with Tim Burton is gold. Very classic Tim Burton, very dark, very weird, very him. I'm not sure if it's Tim Burton, but it is from the director of Nightmare Before Christmas, so it might be Tim Burton. It's Coraline. This movie, I was 19 and I saw it. My best friend bought it for me because she knows I like that type. This movie actually kind of scared me. This girl, Coraline, there's like alternate universes. And the mother the alternate mother tries to sew buttons on her eyes. And it was actually very scary for a kid movie. But if you like that stuff, right up your alley. I do. I like being scared. This movie did it. On another serious movie, this will be in my favorites video for June. I mentioned it wasn't in it. 127 Hours is the story of Aaron Ralston. I did show his book, Between a Rock and a Hard Place. He was a mountaineer and all-around kind of adventurer, and he got caught in a cave in Utah, in Blue John Canyon, Utah, and ended up having to amputate his own arm to survive. Now, I would love to meet this man. I heard his story when it happened. I used to be a rock climber. It's kind of taking a backseat now, but I did very heavily rock climb when I was in my early 20s, late teens. I'm still kind of in my early 20s, mid-20s. But definitely when I was like 20, this guy was my hero. It's a movie that, if it is not on a favorites list and people haven't heard of it, this is a movie that I literally, force people to watch. The Princess Bride. Inconceivable sums up this movie. If you know that line, please give this video a thumbs up. This movie, redefined movies for me. It really did. I saw this movie and I was just like, kind of my mind was blown. And this was the first movie that I feel like really, I sat down and watched. And that I really kind of felt drawn into the story and into the movie with. I watched this when I was very young. My parents sat me down because it was made in... Wow. I can't find the time, the date of which it was made or the year. But this movie was the first movie that really sucked me in and made me kind of enjoy theater film. Edward Scissorhands, again, Tim Burton. Who doesn't love this movie? If you don't like this movie, I'm sorry. You don't have a soul. Because in the end of this, when he is left alone in the end in the tower, breaks your heart. Again, this is similar to this movie in the sense that this was one of the first movies that, like, my parents were like, we're gonna sit you down, we're gonna watch this movie. This is it. The characters make you feel a lot, and I just all around thought it was brilliant. So, any of the Lord of the Rings movies, I will happily, like Harry Potter, I'll happily sit down and watch and not complain. They're long and I don't mind. I watched these in a weekend with a friend. We had like a whole marathon thing and it was so worth it. And again, any of the Jurassic Park movies, I will happily sit and watch in any order, any time of the day. I just saw the Jurassic World, and I think that that is the perfect end. I feel like if they make another one, they've really overdone it. I think that's a perfect end, because it is what Jurassic Park would have been if it was allowed and if nothing happened, but it still showed that, like, you can't. Back to Jeff Goldblum's character, Malcolm. His whole point is you can't control nature. You can't. Camelot. Jamie Campbell Bower and Eva Green. He was, I don't remember the first time I saw him in anything. Probably Sweeney Todd was the first time I saw him in a movie. And I was like, holy crap, who is that man? He is amazing. And then when I realized that he was in Harry Potter and Twilight, and then he was doing the story of Camelot and King Arthur, I was like, sign me up. I bought the subscription to Starz for like the month that this was on. Didn't mind. Brilliant series, brilliant retelling of everything, and he is amazing. And the lovely Eva Green is amazing too. If you like Renaissance and medieval, watch this show. Full Surfer. Being a water lover and an ocean lover, I was made aware of Bethany Hamilton's story about the year it happened or the year after it happened. So when they made this movie, I thought it was kind of interesting to see how they would tell it, what they kept, what they didn't keep. I read her autobiography. I read her mom's autobiography. And from what I've read, they actually follow everything pretty closely. I know that Bethany and her mom were on the set for this most days through the shoot. So I think this is a really good movie. It is a faith movie in a way. But I think the storyline and the love and the ohana and the Hawaii vibe really, really just shines through, and that's kind of what she's all about. So I think this movie is really good. I guess is Lords of Dogtown. Now, I went through a phase where I was convinced I was going to be the female Tony Hawk. I lied to myself. I can't even stand on a skateboard, let alone, like, jump anything or go down any half pipe. But my brother and I went to see this movie together when I was in high school. We wanted to go, so we went. And this is also the first movie that I fell in love with Emile Hirsch. And the first movie where I really, really was like, Heath Ledger, babe. It was really good. It was made in the early 2000s, early to mid 2000s. Also, John Robinson is amazing in this too. So is Victor Rasuk. And this is the real story of like the first real skaters and the people who actually taught Tony Hawk. This is their life story. It's very gritty, very indie, very kind of filmed with low budget. Love it. Movie collection isn't complete without any Robin Williams movie. So we have Mrs. Doubtfire, which needs no explanation because it's amazing, and Hook. Now, my first favorite movie was Robin Hood, and I remember then when they made Peter Pan in the same format, I then became obsessed with Peter Pan because I thought that Robin Hood and Peter Pan were very similar in that sense. I still love both those movies. I still own both those movies. But the live version of Hook, I thought they did a very good job altering the story of him being an adult and not remembering anything. And in this Doubtfire, I mean, what dad wouldn't go through that for his children? These are the first movies of his, besides Jumanji, that I really got into. I have seen most of his movies. My other favorite movie, which I don't have and I'm really sad about, is The Dead Poets Society, and that was his, like, one of his really first serious movies other than Patch Adams. But this movie was, I mean, it was my childhood. I was an 80s child. I was a late 80s, early 90s child, and this was my childhood. So I always have to put this in. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a big thumbs up. And give the subscribe button a click if you like my channel and you want to see more videos. If you want to know any more about these movies, please leave a comment below. I can try to leave you guys if you want to where I got them. The 2 Robin Williams movies I did have to order off Amazon because, like, I really couldn't find them in stores at the time. The other movies are pretty basic. You can find them in any Target, any Walmart, any, like, Amoeba Records that sells movies. You can find them there. So, again, I hope you liked this video. Give it a thumbs up. Give it a subscribe. And I'll also put all the links to my social media down below in the description box. And I hope you guys have a safe week. And I will see you guys later. Bye.